In the previous session, we have discussed classification of SQL commands. First one is DDL commands, data definition language commands, which are used for creating the structure of a table, modifying the structure of a table, or to remove the structure of a table. Structure of the table, in a sense, what are the columns we require there, what type of data we have to store in it, and any restrictions to that particular column while we are storing the data. This information we are going to be create, which is nothing but structure of the table. If we want to modify, we are going to be change the column, or we are going to be add the column. We are going to be add a few columns. We are going to be remove the existing column, or sometimes we are going to be modify the restrictions of the column. We are going to be change the data type of a column. These are all tasks we can able to perform with the help of DDL commands. First, create, we have create, alter, drop. Create is used to create a database. Create is used to create the database. By using the syntax, create database, database name. Create database, database name. And if we want to use the existing database after creating the database, we can say use database name we are using. SQL is not a case-sensitive language. SQL is not a case-sensitive language. We can use either uppercase or lowercase based on our requirement, our wish. So here in the syntaxes, I have mentioned a few things as a capital letters and few things as a lowercase letters, because what the thing it has to be maintained same as it is, I have written in the uppercase letters. What we can able to change as per our requirement, then that thing I have mentioned here as lowercase letters. Lowercase letters. For creating a table, we have the syntax. For creating a table, we have the syntax. Create table, table name. Table name is our wish. Column 1, data type, size. In that particular column, what type of data we have to store, what is the size of that. And constraint will represent the restrictions to the data. Constraints will represent the restrictions to the data. And column 2, data type, size. Column 3, data type, size. How many columns we require here? That many columns with the respective data types and sizes we are going to be represent. Okay. Alter command, which is used to modify or change the structure of a table. Used to modify or change the structure of a table. See, adding column or columns to the existing table. Adding column or columns to the existing table. So that syntax we can use here. Alter table, table name, add column, data type, size. If we want to add more number of columns, we are going to be mention all that columns with its respective data type and size within the brackets. If I want to modify the data type of an existing table, if I want to modify the data type of existing table, so we are going to be use alter table, table name, modify column name, new data type we are going to be represent directly. New data type we are going to be used directly. See, next is removing a column or columns from the existing table. Removing a column or columns from the existing table. Alter table, table name, drop column name. Alter table, table name, drop column name. The next command we have under DDL is drop, which is for removing the structure of a table along with the data. Along with the data. It means whatever it may be, the memory occupied by the particular table will be released. Whatever it may be, the memory occupied by the table will be released. For that, we have the syntax like drop table, table name. Drop table, table name. Next, DML commands. Data manipulation language commands, which are used for dealing with the data of a table, which is used for inserting the data into the table, modifying the data existing in the table, and removing the data from the table. And here the structure will be remain same. We are not at all dealing anything which is related to the structure of the table. Completely we are working with the data of a table. See, which is used for inserting the data. We are using insert command. Only we are going to insert one row of a data into the table. For that we have the syntax here. Insert into table name values. Insert into table name values. List of values. Insert into table name values. List of values. So here all the list of values we are passing, we have to separate with comma, and all the list of values we have to pass based on the columns we have in a table. Based on columns we have in a table, we are going to be passing. And in this, whatever may be the char, var, date, time values we have, those values are going to be represented in single quotes. Char, var, date, time, all these values are going to be represented in single quotes. Another syntax also we have for inserting the data. Insert into table name, list of columns, values, and then list of values separating with comma. And even the list of columns are going to be separate with comma. Here we no need to follow the order of columns what we have in a table. Here we no need to follow order of columns what we have in a table. So in which order we are going to be represent the values is, here we are going to be represent the column names of a table. Here we are going to be represent column names of a table. Based on that particular order only, we are giving the list of values here. And next we have update command, which is used for changing or modifying the data of a table. Update command, which is used to change or modify the data of a table. See here, update table name, set column name is value. Update table name, set column name is value. If you want to change the particular value, we are going to be use the where condition. That is optional. Wherever we want to specify the particular data, then we are going to be represent the where condition. Otherwise, where condition is not at all required. We can able to change the data. Okay. See, next delete command we have, which is used for removing the data from a table and the structure remains same. Top command, which is under DDL, used for removing the data from a table along with its structure. It is going to be release the memory what it has been occupied for it. Whereas coming to this delete, it is going to be remove the data from a table, but the structure of the table remains same. See here. Select we have to discuss now. What is the purpose of using the select command, which is used for accessing or retrieving data from a table? Retrieving the data from table. See, access the whole table data. We have the syntax like select star from table name. Select star from table name. Select star from table name. Here star will represent all columns of a table. Star represents all columns from a table. Select star from table name. Select star from table name. Star represents all columns. If I want to retrieve specific columns of a table, So then we are going to be represent this syntax. Select column 1, column 2, column 3 from table name. Select column 1, column 2, column 3 and so on from table name. Whichever the columns we require to retrieve, those column names we are going to be represent here from the table. If we want to retrieve the specific columns and specific data from a table, we are using this where condition as well. In the syntax, if I've represented where in the square brackets, in a sense, that is a optional one. That is optional one. If it is required, we are going to be used. Otherwise, not required to use. Next, we have DCL, data control language command, which is used to give privileges to the user and take the privileges back from the user. For that, we are going to be use a grant and revoke. And we have transaction control language commands. Transaction is nothing but the set of work to be done in a logical order. The set of work to be done in a logical order. So what are the commands we have here? Commit, rollback, start transaction, all these things. Okay, that syntaxes and all we will discuss in the coming session. Now, what is meant by a key? What is meant by a key? Before going to be discuss what is a key, first we will discuss table or relation. Table or relation. See, table or relation is nothing but arrangement of data in rows and as well as columns. Arrangement of data in rows and columns. See, in Excel sheet, if you see, there is a rows and columns available. Whatever the data we are entering there, all the data is going to be represented in the form of rows and columns. So here also, data is arranged in the form of rows and columns. Table or relation is nothing but arrangement of data in rows and columns. Table or relation is nothing but arrangement of data in rows and columns. Row or record or tuple. Row or record or tuple, which is nothing but horizontal one. The data what we have in horizontal one. It is related to one particular record completely. If I'm taking the employee table, one row will consist of the data related to one particular employee completely. Let's suppose if I'm taking a person X employee working in the company and his data is available in that particular table, row in a sense, that particular X employee data will be available for us in a row. If it is a column or field or attribute, vertical one will be considered as column or field or attribute. One particular category of data in a table. Like if I'm taking employee ID column, in employee ID column, whoever the employees available in that particular table, all employees employee ID will be displayed for us. Name we are considering, all the employees name we are going to be get there. See, it is this one. Now, if you see what is meant by key, which is used to store the value in the column. Key is nothing but used to store the value in the column. Primary key, which is used to accept the column values into a table. It should contain all values as unique. It should not contain any duplicate values and it should not have any null values. What is meant by null values here is, remember that most important, what is meant by null value is, we are just leaving it as a blank without entering any value. Yes, we are leaving it without entering any value. It's nothing but primary key. See, one column will be considered as a primary key per table. So in that particular column, it should not accept any duplicate values and it should not accept any null values. Null values is nothing but empty values. We're not going to be enter any value in that particular cell. Just we are leaving it as a empty. That will be considered as null value. Then candidate key we have. See, one table, there is a chance of having one or more unique columns. One or more unique columns. Unique columns in a sense, it should not have duplicate values. The column should not have duplicate values. The table may contain more than one unique identification columns. Among that, we are going to be called one column as a primary key. The remaining columns will be called as alternate keys. The columns which are eligible to form a primary key is called as candidate key. The columns which are eligible to form a primary key is called as candidate key. Among that all columns, one column will be considered as a primary key. Remaining all columns will be called as alternate. Okay, got it? Candidate key is nothing but all the columns which are eligible to form a primary key. That is, which are available unique identification. It should not have any duplicate values and it should not have any null values. Among that, one column will be considered as a primary key. Remaining columns will be called as alternate keys. See, except the primary key, remaining unique identification columns will be alternate key. Most of the time, we are going to be access the specific data with the help of primary key only. With the help of primary key only. Okay. So that is primary key, standard key, alternate key. So about foreign key, we will talk later. About foreign key, we'll talk later. See here. Next concept we have degree and cardinality. Degree is nothing but number of columns in a table. Number of columns in a table is called as degree. Number of rows in a table is called as cardinality. Number of rows in a table is called as cardinality. See, let me take a example of degree and cardinality. Table consists of 10 rows without heading and 5 columns. See here I have mentioned without heading only 10 rows we have as data. Without heading only 10 rows we have data. Table consists of 10 rows without heading and 5 columns we have. Now degree is nothing but 5. Cardinality is 10. Cardinality is 10. See, this is a MySQL. This is a MySQL. Yeah, this is a MySQL. I've entered into this. I've entered into this. I'll be increasing the font size. Yeah, I think it is visible now. First, I have to create a database. Create database. So any database, if you're working also fine. Most of the time we'll use MySQL. Most of the time we'll use MySQL. So because of that, I have chosen MySQL to work with SQL. You can work with Oracle, you can work with SQL Server, anything. So few data types will be changes that I'll discuss later. Create database name MyDB I'll be giving. create database is the syntax. MyDB is the our customized database name. So then I have entered semicolon. If I've given this, can't create database MyDB because it already existed. Show databases. Show database. Show databases, which is going to be displayed all the databases which are available for us. DB, demo, information schema, MyDB, MyDB1, like this way. See, I'll create the database as create database. Create database. I'll create the name of the database like Raju DB. Okay. Query okay. One row affected. If you observe here, we don't have in this database list, we don't have Raju DB. Now, if I want to see that databases, we have here Raju DB. Show databases is useful for seeing the databases existing in the particular one. Show databases. Show databases. Use it to see or view the databases existing in MySQL. Show databases. Okay. Now, after creating a database, we have to use the database. Use Raju DB. So we can able to use the existing database. Existing database in a sense, each and every time no need to create the database. Once if we are creating one database, we can able to create any number of tables in it. Until unless it is required for us to create the new database, no need to create the new database. So always we can remember this database name we can use, or if you cannot able to remember the database name, by seeing the list of databases, at least we can able to remember what the things we can able to, which is our database. To use DB, now we are in the current database Raju DB. Show tables is the command which is used, or the query which is used to list the tables existing in the database, current database. So that is empty. To see the current, to see the list of tables existing in the current database. Show tables we have. Show tables we have. See here, empty set we are getting. Just now we have created the database, and what are the tables we have in that? If you want to get it, empty set we are getting, because we didn't create any table in this now. Okay, so now I have to create a table. Before going to create a table, first I have to talk about the databases. So what are the data? Sorry, if I want to create a table, first I have to discuss with the data types of SQL. What we are using while we are creating a table. See, number, for representing the only numerals, we can able to use integers. In MySQL, we are going to be use int. If it is an Oracle database, we are going to be use number, integer, anything we can use without having any decimal or fraction. And we have a decimal p comma s. Two arguments we are going to be provide. So decimal, which is used for representing the decimal values. So p will represent total number of digits. S will represent number of digits after the decimal. See here, decimal 6 comma 2 in a sense, total of 6 digits we should have. Total of 6 digits we should have, and after the decimal point we should have only 2 digits. After the decimal point we should have only 2 digits. So here decimal 8 comma 3 in a sense, total we need to have 8 digits. 8 digits. After the decimal point we should have only 3 digits. After the decimal point we should have only 3 digits. Like that we are going to be given. So char size. Here, what is meant by char? What is meant by char? Char is used for storing only alphabets. Char is used for storing only alphabet. It is not used to store numerals. Whereas coming to varchar, it is used for storing alphanumerical values. Varchar is used for storing alphanumerical values. Alphanumerical values. Varchar is used to store alphanumerical values. Whereas C, alphanumerical values, varchar 2 we don't have in MySQL. Varchar 2 is there for us in SQL Server and as well as Oracle. SQL Server and Oracle. See, for seeing the structure of a table, we are going to be use this. We are going to be use this DESC table name. After creating a table, to see the structure of a table, to see or view the structure of a table, to see or view the structure of a table, we are using here DESC table name or DESC table name or describe table name. The complete structure of a table is to be displayed for us. Complete structure of a table, it is going to be displayed for us. See, now I am going to be create a table. Along with that int or integer, decimal, char, varchar, date time also we have the data types. Date time also we have the data types. See, now create table employee ID integer. So if I'm not representing the size, by default here it will be getting as 11. See, employee ID, employee name, pair of 40 or 30 I'll take. Location, varchar of 35 or 30 I'll take. So this is how we can able to represent. This is a column name. EMP ID is a column name. Int is a data type. Ename is a column name. Var of 30 is a data type. Location is a column name. Varchar of 30 is a data type and its respective size. I didn't given any restriction as of now. There is constraints I didn't given now. So we'll talk about the constraints later. So if I'm giving this semicolon and hit on enter, the table is created. Because how we'll come to know the table is created here is very okay. Very okay. 0 rows affected. 0 rows affected. Very okay. That is a success message. And it has taken this much of time for running this particular one. 0.07 seconds. So now I have to see the structure of a table where employee we have. This is a structure of a table. This is a structure of table. DESC employee name. See, we have employee ID of type integer and null value is S. It is going to be accept the null value because we didn't represent any restriction over there. And ename we have, which is used for accepting the char of 30. So here also null value we have. We didn't mention any of this as a key. We'll see how we can able to represent the constraints and what it is going to be displaying from representing the constraints as well. Location we have, which is used for representing the data type. Sorry, location is a column name which represents with the data type as varchar, and this is going to be represent the null value. Yes, it is going to be accepted. If I want to see the data what we have in a complete table, select star from employee. If I want to mention complete data from a table, we are going to use select star from a table. Star will represent all columns from a table. For seeing the structure of a table, I have used DAC table name. So it is displaying the structure of a table. What are the columns we have? What is its respective data types we have? And their size. Let's start from employee notice. We have empty. Why we have empty here? Because I didn't insert any data as of now to the table. I didn't insert any data as of now to the table. Because of that, when we are trying to retrieve the data of a table, it is displaying for us as empty. It is displaying for us as empty. Now, for inserting the data into the table, insert into table name employee, insert into table name employee. 101 is an employee ID. Now, I'll be giving the data as Karthik is an employee name. Karthik is the employee name, and location is I'd like to give Bangalore, or I'll give Chennai. Insert into table name values. I have forgot to give. Insert into table name values. These values what have represent 101 is first employee ID. Next Karthik is employee name and location is Bangalore. In the same order, I have to represent here. Then if I hit on enter, query okay, one row affected. Query okay, one row affected. This is a successful message. After inserting the data into the column, this is a successful message we got. So now insert into employee values 102 102. Just I'll be giving the name as the location is Chennai. Location is Chennai. So even this is also inserted. Now I would like to get this 103. Teenager. Hyderabad. We got. And next we are going to be take 104. Priyadarshini. Here. I would like to give this as Bangalore. One more row I would like to insert. Asmita. Bangalore only I like to give. Okay. So this is a data I have inserted into the table. This is a data I have inserted into the table. Select star from employee if I'm giving. Select star from employee if I'm giving. If I give enter, this is a data it has been stored into the table. Total of 5 rows has been inserted. If you observe here, we are inserting the data into the table row wise only. We are inserting the data into the table row wise only. Okay, the employee ID we have given differently. If I'm giving the duplicate also, it is going to be accept because I didn't provide any restriction or here. How we can able to provide the restriction? What is that? We will discuss later. See, select star from employee, which is used for retrieving the complete data from a table. Retrieving the complete data from a table. Okay. So now two columns I would like to get. There is only employee ID from employee if I would like to get. select employee ID from employee. Whatever it may be, the content we are able to access with the help of select command, just it will be display for us. It will not perform any changes to the table. In the select command, whatever we are writing, that command which is useful for us to retrieve the data, it does not shows any effect with the data existing in a table. It will not perform any changes to the data what we have in a table. Now, I would like to get EMP ID, e-name from employee. We are getting this. Select e-name, location from employee. Only e-name location we are getting. If I would like to get employee ID location from employee, field list. Okay, sorry. We have a column name as EMPID, have given as EID. It is giving the error for us. Error 1052, unknown column EID. That column is not exist in the table. That column is not exist in the table. Because of that, we are getting that error. EMPID location from employee. Select employee ID location from employee. So these are the list of data we are getting. These are the list of data we are getting. So whatever it may be. Again, if I'm saying select star from employee, what the data we have entered into the table, same will be displayed for us. It will not perform any changes. And if you see, structure of a table is this one, employee. Structure of the table is this one. And here I would like to add a new column, alter table employee, add only one column I would like to add. So that is salary, decimal 6, total of 6 digits it is going to take. After the decimal point, we are giving only 2 digits. After the decimal point, we are giving only 2 digits. So yeah, so query okay, 0 rows affected. This is a successful message after executing the query. Now if I am seeing structure of a table employee, we are having this salary column as well. Salary column as well. Salary column data type is decimal 6,2. If I am seeing the data from the employee table, we have all these values are null values. Null, 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 null. All these values are null values we have. I would like to update the value. I would like to update the value. See, select. Sorry. For updating the existing data of a table, we are using the update command. Update employee set salary is equals to 40,000. 40,000. I'm not giving where condition. I'm not giving where condition here. If I'm not giving where condition, update table name set salary is equals to 40,000 in a sense. For all the employees will be having the salary as 40,000. Out of range salary. 6, okay. 6,2 have given. Okay. The size I have given is 6,2, which will accept 4 digits left side. I have entered as 5. I would like to change the data type of that. Alter table employee. Alter table employee. Alter table employee. I would like to change the data type of the existing column in a table. I would like to change the data type of existing column in a table. Alter table employee, modify, the column name is salary, the new data type and size. I would like to give 8,2. Total of 8 digits. After the decimal, 2 digits. So before the decimal point, we should have 6 digits over there. So it is going to be get. Select describe table name. Instead of getting 6, 2, instead of getting 6, 2, we are getting it as 8, 2. Instead of getting 6, 2, we are getting 8, 2. Okay. So now I'll run this. Update salary set salary is equals to 40,000. In all columns of a table, we are getting 40,000. Select star from employee. See, for every employee, we have the salary as 40,000. For every employee, we have the salary as 40,000. Select, sorry, I would like to change the salary of people where his employee ID is EMP, sorry, the employee ID is 102. Update, employee set salary equal to 42,000. Where condition I am going to be right. Writing the condition, we are going to be use a relational operators. Writing the condition, we are going to be use a relational operators. What are the relational operators we have? Equal to, not equal to, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Where salary equal to, sorry, where employee ID equal to 102. See, only one row affected. One row has been changed. Only this row has to get changed. Select R from employee. Only this value has been changed here. Only this value has been changed. See, I would like to change the salary of where the employee ID is 102. Select, sorry, update employee set salary is equals to 45,000. Where employee ID is 104. So one row has been affected. If it is matched, select star from employee. See here, 45,000 we are getting. If the condition is not matching, what we are going to be get? This condition is not matching. Like 109, I'm giving employee ID, which is not there in the table, which is not there. So what will happen? 0 rows affected, 0 changes happen. So if I'm selecting the data, also we are getting the same thing. Because no rows affected here, 0 rows matched, 0 rows changed, and here 0 rows affected. Because of that, we are getting this. So remaining will continue in the next session.